had several requests to do a Simon Says ASMR, so we are going to do that today. But we're going to do it super fast, okay? Do you think you can keep up? First, do you know the rules of the game? You don't know? Okay, well, we actually don't have time to explain it to you. You gotta just figure it out as you go along, okay? Roll with the punches, roll with the punches. Try and keep up. Simon says to look at the stars. These stars back here, look at them. Look at the stars. This one up here and this one down here. What color are they? Oh, okay, see? That's what you can't be doing, okay? Don't listen to me, listen to Simon. Only answer the questions if Simon asks them, okay? Simon says to take your attention from back there and move it to my shirt. Look at the stars on my shirt. Okay, Simon says to say how many stars are on my shirt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars for you. Good job, good job, good job. Now Simon says to look at my jacket. Look at my jacket. Yes, Simon says. Okay, what pattern is on my jacket? What pattern? Stripes, stripes, stripes. But Simon did not ask that, so wrong. Now Simon says to look at my earrings. Simon says to look at my earrings. Look at my earrings. Simon says how many circles are on the earrings? 1, 2. And on the side, 1, 2. Now Simon says to look at the flame back here, okay? Look at the flame back here. Look at the flame. Look at the flame. Simon says look at the flame for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now move your attention over to the butterfly wings. Okay, look at the butterfly wings. No. Simon did not say to look at the butterfly wings. So Simon says to look at the flower. Look at the flower back here. Yes, this one. Simon says to look at this flower, okay? Simon says to say how many petals are on the flower. How many petals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 again. Simon says how many leaves are on the flower. Simon says how many leaves are on the flower. 1, 2. Okay, perfect. How many buttons are on the flower? How many buttons? There's one button, but Simon didn't ask. Now Simon says to look up here. Look at the bookcase. Look at the bookcase. Simon says to tell me what book do you think I am reading? Trick question. The book is over here. The book was over here. This book. It was over here. That trick question. Now Simon says to pick a card. Simon says to say what it says. It says group project or solo project. Group project or solo project. Simon says to pick one. Okay, good job. Now Simon says to look at the broken mirror back here. Look at the broken mirror. Now Simon says to look at the buns. 1, 2. Simon says to look at the braids. Okay. Simon says to look at my eyes. Simon says to look at my nose. Simon says to look at my mouth. Okay. Now look at my nails.